Hey free to play gang, welcome back to another video. So we are going to finish up Temporal Tower for the month. So now we are currently at level 45 and this is what we are going to expect. So there is Bloodlust, enemy attacks reduce the target's max HP cap. So if the enemies attack you, yeah, max HP cap is just going to go down. Simple as that. Now on the boss wave, there is going to be 1 Raven, 2 Tevers and 2 Biondinas. So there is a lot of buff removal on their team, which allows them to land a lot of debuffs via Tever. But at the same time, they do not have any immunity buffs, they do not have any cleansers of the sort. So we're actually going to take full advantage of that. Okay, so this is the team that I'm going to be running with. I'm going to be using Gabrielle. Here are her stats. I'm also going to be using Jinyu Yao, especially for the boss wave because they have the Tever over there. And I'm also going to be using Jiangmen because she has silence on her Nether Bloom effects, which is going to be super powerful for this particular floor. And we're also going to be using Pritzker because he's a really good stun whore. Finally, we are also going to be using Suhua. A lot of you guys might be wondering, why am I using Suhua? I don't even have really strong physical DPS aspers, right? And yeah, I fully agree. But the reason why I'm using her is because there are 2 Shimmer types on the opposing side on the boss wave, and they will prioritize attacking her instead of attacking the rest of my allies. And on top of that, her invincibility can be quite effective as well sometimes, right? Depending, and especially so for the second wave, and you will get to see that in action. Right, without further ado, let's start. So, for the first wave, there are 2 Loyans there, and there are also 2 Chloes. Now, the thing is, if the Chloes take their turn, they're actually going to do a lot of damage, and that's what I'm more afraid of, right? So, I'm actually going to try to stun... Jinyu, come on. I'm actually going to try to stun lock the 2 Chloes to the best of my abilities, right? So, we're going to go ahead, attack up, buff, whichever, just to do a little bit more damage. Hopefully stun something. Okay, good. We got the stuns. Very nice. And here's where we use our 3rd skill on Jiangmen, which gives them the Nether Bloom debuff. And if we can pop off the Nether Bloom debuff on the 2 Loyans, hopefully, okay, this is where accuracy comes into play, but hopefully they get silenced. And if they get silenced, that's it. GG. Okay, let's try to get the silence on this Loyan here. Can we? We got the stun and we got the silence, so that's perfect. So now, when the Loyan is silenced, he cannot use his 3rd skill. So that's, well, the most important thing. Okay, so that's it for the first wave. We lost a little bit of HP on Jiangmen. Unfortunately, the Chloe just went crazy and she crit my Jiangmen off typing, right? I know, right? Okay, so this is where Suhua becomes a little bit more important. Now, take note that the 2 stewards over here, they will definitely aim my Gabrielle, and that's why I need Suhua to just give her the invincibility buff and all should be good. But what we're going to do is we are probably going to stun lock the Tailors because the Tailors are extremely dangerous. They have a strip on their 3rd skill and they are going to be able to do a lot of damage, and that is very terrible for us. So we're going to go ahead, drop an invincibility on Gabrielle. Yes, perfect, because Gabrielle is going to be moving after the 2 stewards have taken their turns, and we still managed to stun them, so it doesn't really matter after all. But just kind of like the same thing, so just try to stun lock. Oh, ouch, ouch, here you go. Okay, so we just want to stun lock like the 2 Tailors to the best of our abilities. So can we stun lock? Okay, we got a stun there. Now we need to go for this other one. We're going to go ahead with our buffs first and stun. Very nice. Fantastic. But now we do have a situation where the 2 stewards, they are going to attack my Gabrielle, and there is no way that I can protect her because they are going to take their turns next. So we are just going to pray really hard that we manage to land a silence. If that happens, all is good. Silence, 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 silence. Okay, we didn't get the silence, unfortunately. So let's just see how much damage they can do to my Gabrielle, right? Oh, can we get a stun here though? Yeah, maybe let's just get a stun on him. Okay, we got a stun there. Let's see how much damage that is. That's a lot of damage, but he didn't actually reduce my HP cap. Super lucky about that, because this actually has a proc chance. It's not a guaranteed probability that they can reduce your HP cap. I think that's got to do with their accuracy as well. So we're going to do the same thing over here. Invincibility on my Gabrielle, and all should be fine. So we just continue to stun lock the rest of the Tailors, especially this one who has not taken his turn yet to use his 3rd skill, but I think he's also silent, so that doesn't really matter. I tend to forget that sometimes. Okay, now moving on to the boss wave. Things can get very dicey very quickly. What I think I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use my 3rd skill, even though the Raven is going to move next, right before everyone else has taken their turn. And the reason why I'm doing so is there is still a chance that Raven will not strip your buff, right? And if Raven do not strip your buff, then that's a little bit more tankiness that you have. And secondly, I really want to conserve her 2nd skill for when Jiangmen uses her 3rd skill, so that I can shorten the Nether Blooms to let it pop a little bit sooner. So because of that, I guess I'll just have to do this. I'm not very happy with doing that, but oh, nice, attack debuff, that works. I really want to stun lock the Biondinas, but because of type disadvantage, I might just have to stun the Tever, even though it doesn't really matter. Right, a stun is still a stun, that's very nice. Okay, so what we're going to do here, we're not going to use our 3rd skill because we already have buffs, and we want to conserve for when Raven takes her turn. Okay, I reckon we are just going to use our normal attacks. So priority goes to taking out the Biondinas because she has the potential to do a lot of damage. Nice, the stuns are really good on her. See, there you go, the buffs will not strip. Now the stuns are really good on her because when they take their turn, they are not actually able to cleanse any debuffs, or rather strip any buffs. So there you go, my buffs were not stripped because they were stunned. So that's kind of like our objective. That's why I really want to stun lock them. But because of type advantage, Jinyu Yao is not going to be so good over here. But here we go. We are going to land our second skill. Can we proc something? Okay, we are very close to popping some of the nether blooms here. And that's what we are going to aim for. Maybe on this Biondina, can we get a silence? We didn't get a silence, but we got a stun. So that's good enough. Stun, can we stun? If not silence? We got the silence. Fantastic. Very nice. So that's the DPS factor that is missing from Biondina's kit right now because she is silenced. And that's a very high priority in my opinion. Okay, so now my Suhua is taking a lot of punishment because of her typing. Pretty racist, right? But we definitely still have this. We're going to try our best to stun. Okay, we missed the stun, that's fine. We're going to go ahead and give ourselves an invincibility buff so that when they take their turn, look at that, Tevers and the Ravens are all going to attack my Suhua. Perfect. Now we do not need to worry about the two Tevers at all in like their debuffs because we have a Jinyu Yao, and that's basically the sole reason why I brought my Jinyu Yao over here. So that's basically, we just keep up the debuffs and all that, keep up the stuns, and all should be okay. Well, obviously, you know, if you do have an Ahmed, then Ahmed is going to remove all of these HP ceiling effects, but the reason why I didn't bring him is because I didn't want to cheat. I feel like using Ahmed is very much cheating, especially on this particular floor. And this also gives me an opportunity to showcase other Espers that, you know, some of you guys may have, but you probably didn't think of using them. And that's the whole point of my channel after all. It's just Esper showcase. Okay, good. GG, we got this. Alright, GG easy. They definitely made this month a lot easier than the previous month. Like even the 45th floor on the previous month was incredibly difficult. It was so freaking toxic. 2 heights and like one Cecilia and Unas, and I can't remember what was the whole thing, but it was too much damage going on. It was so relic heavy, and this time round is like so much easier. Well, I mean, there is some catch to it, and obviously they made it a little bit easier because they allow you to bring crowd control, which I would totally appreciate. I feel like, you know, you should be able to use crowd control and not be stopped by a Catherine, not be stopped by a Hengray all the time, or Clara, whatever it be. So all in all, this month has been pretty easy, pretty smooth sailing. But hopefully this is the case for you guys as well. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. It really helps the channel, and subscribe for more Dislyte content. Now this has been Daddy Free to Play, and as always, I will see you in the next video.